All right, guys. So in this lesson 2, I'm going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages, but this time I'm going to deal with a different structure. So as you remember, in our first one, we dealt with when the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. So we're asked to give an opinion. So in this second structure, we are going to deal with the one we did not ask us to give an opinion. All right. So when we are not asked to give an opinion in an essay, how do we go about it? So let's see a particular example, and then we will know how to deal with it. So these are sample questions which state that buying things on the internet, such as books, air tickets, and groceries, is becoming more and more popular. And we should describe the advantages and disadvantages of shopping online. So if you can see from this particular question, you realize that it's just talking about it's just stating that we should just talk about, or we should state the advantages and disadvantages of shopping online. It didn't ask you to to state whether one of them outweigh the other. So all that you need to do is to just describe the advantages or talk about the advantages and disadvantages in each paragraph, and that will be all for this particular lesson. So let's see how the structure of the essay will be. So we are still dealing with the 4 paragraph system. All right. So in this structure, we start with the introduction. All right. So in the introduction, we will paraphrase the question, and this time we just have to state the supporting reason for each argument, those for advantages and those for disadvantages. We don't have to state any opinion because we were not asked. We are only told to describe the advantages and disadvantages of shopping online. All right, so I'll state the supporting reasons, or the reason for each of the side, which is the advantages and disadvantages. And you can start with any of them. You can start with any of them. All right. So all that we need to do in the introduction is to paraphrase the question and outline our sentence, or outline our opinions. In the main body paragraph, we start with the advantages. So we write a topic sentence and we outline the advantage, and then we explain why the view is held by some people, and also we also talk about the example. And then in the body paragraph 2, we now deal with the disadvantage, we explain, and then we give example. And then finally, in the conclusion, we now come to summarize everything up, stating the points that we relayed in the body paragraph. Please try as much as possible to remember, when you are not asked to give opinion, you don't have to state any opinion in your essay. As you can see in this question, we have not been asked to give any opinion. We are only told to describe the advantages and disadvantages. So now, let's start writing the essay step by step using the structure that we have studied in here. Right, so let's start writing the essay step by step. And as you can remember, there's our question: buying things on the internet, as books, such as books, air tickets, and also groceries, is becoming more and more popular, and that we should describe the advantages and disadvantages of shopping online. So according to the structure that we used, we are going to start with the introduction, where we paraphrase our question and then we write our outline statement. So let's write the introduction. So in the introduction, we have to write our paraphrase question. And paraphrase question means that we're going to rewrite the question itself in our own statement or in our own words. Okay, so the question stated that buying things on the internet, such as books, air tickets, and groceries, is becoming more and more popular. So we should describe the advantages and disadvantages of shopping online. So how do we paraphrase this question? So we write in our own words, as e-commerce has become more and more popular, or e-commerce has become more popular in our generation, as people make purchases online day in and out. So you can see here is the question: buying things on the internet. Use the word e-commerce, purchasing online. So you just have to rewrite them in your own words. Okay, so that's how you go about with the paraphrase question. So after this, then we go straight forward to our outline statement, since we are not asked to give any opinion. All right, so let's see the outline statement. All right, so this is our outline statement. Online shoppers are mostly at risk of being scammed. Nevertheless, buying items through the internet has made people's life easier. Okay, so we are talking about two things here. One, online shoppers, those shopping online, they are mostly at risk of being scammed. All right, so talking about the disadvantage, and I said that buying items online also has made people's life easier. Okay, so you can see from here too, talking about the advantage. So we have an advantage and disadvantage. And as you can see here, we don't have to choose any opinion because it tells us to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of shopping. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of shopping in this way? And this is what I described. So they are mostly at risk, but life becomes easy when you shop online. So after doing this, the next thing is to deal with we've now finished with the introduction, so we go on to the main body paragraph. So in the main body paragraph, I just started with the one that I started with the advantage because started with the advantages. You can start with the disadvantages if you want to. It doesn't matter. No matter which one you start with, it does not matter. All that we need is that you talk about the advantages and disadvantages. That's what it's needed. So this one, I started with the advantage. So starting with the advantage of shopping online, I'm going to describe or talk about it, and I'll explain and give example. So I start with the topic sentence, which is outlaying or bringing out my view. So to begin with, online shopping enables consumers to get a service or product from home. So I just started with that, and after that I'll need to explain what I mean. All right, so I'll give a second sentence which is going to talk about the explanation. So after giving the topic sentence or bringing out what the whole paragraph will be about, then you explain it further, all right, in the next sentence. So this is what I'm going to do now. So to begin with, online shopping enables consumers to get a service or product from home. Explanation. They no longer need to travel a long distance or wait a long queue to pay their bills or withdraw cash. With the widespread use of handheld smart devices and the internet, shopping is just a few finger taps away. This saves valuable time and enables people to use plastic card, which is more secured. So after writing my explanation, the next thing is to buttress it with an example or just go about further explanation just to put more emphasis on what I just said. So let's go to the example sentence. Right, this will be our example. In 2021, a review from researchers stated that 70% of people agreed to the fact that the use of their phones to purchase products online has helped them save more time and money as they don't have to use their fuel or pay for the bus. Okay, so this is the advantage that people have been getting from shopping online. So let's read the whole paragraph. To begin with, online shopping enables consumers to get a service or a product from home. They no longer need to travel a long distance or wait in a long queue to pay their bills or withdraw cash. With the widespread use of handheld smart devices and the internet, shopping is just a few finger taps away. This saves valuable time and enables people to use plastic card, which is more secure. In 2021, a review from researchers stated that 70% of people agree to the fact that the use of their phone to purchase products online has helped them save valuable time and money, as they don't have to use their fuel or pay for the bus. So this is all about the advantages. So after writing the advantages, then you come on to the disadvantage. So let's look at the disadvantage. So when we are going to the second body paragraph, which will be on the disadvantage, we are going to use the same thing. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to talk about we are going to start with the topic sentence, we explain, and then we give our example. So let's look at it. So in the second body paragraph, we start with the topic sentence of the disadvantage. So I started with the advantage first, so I'm going to start with the disadvantage. I'll start with my topic sentence now. So among the drawbacks of shopping online, digital scams are more common. So I started to open up my paragraph with this disadvantage sentence or this topic sentence. Among the drawbacks of online shopping, digital scams are more common. So that is the one that stands out when it comes to the disadvantages. And note that I did not use any different point. It is the one I started in the outline statement that I'm going to use. So in the outline statement, I stated that online shoppers are more at risk of being scammed. And that's the same thing I stated here. Among the drawbacks of online shopping, digital scams are more common. So it's not necessary for you to go and use a different one because you are dealing with coherency and cohesion. You have to make sure that your ideas are in order and they are more linked together. So you don't have to use different points while you have started to tell the reader that you're going to use digital scam you're going to explain digital scam. So if they come into the topic sentence or they come into the main body paragraph and read about it and you don't talk about theft, it means that you are not actually consistent with your ideas. Okay, so we started with the topic sentence and digital scams. So I'm going to explain and then I'll give an example. So with the explanation, we continue by saying that careless use of credit cards or personal information can often invite intruders and hackers to harm people. Sometimes these hackers impersonate the victim to take out their money or use their cards for purchases which was not consented. All right, so I explained the topic sentence, which stated that among the drawbacks of online shopping, digital scams are more common. So after explaining, the next thing to do is to give example. All right, so this is the example stated. In one early morning talk show on UTV in Ghana, a popular financial analyst stated that 2,500 people are scammed through the internet every year, which makes it very difficult to shop online when you don't know whom you are talking to or transacting business with. So you can see that this is a further explanation or further scenario to add to the point that shopping online gets you let you become prone, all right, to being scammed. All right, so that is what the example now will be. Let's go on, and after we have done this we need to go and conclude. So just note, let me go over everything so that you have a fair idea. We started with the introduction where we paraphrase the question and then we give an outline statement. Because we are not asked to give an opinion, it tells us what we should just describe what the advantages and disadvantages of shopping online is. So that's all that we are doing. So you need to paraphrase the question where we stated that e-commerce has become more and more popular in our generation as people make purchases online day in and out. Then, because we are not asked to give opinion, we just went on to talk about what we are going to include in our essay in the outline statement. Online shoppers are mostly at risk of being scammed. Nevertheless, buying items through the internet has made life easier. We came to the topic sentence. To begin with, shopping online or online shopping enables To begin with, online shopping enables consumers to get a service or product from home. They no longer need to travel a long distance or wait in a long queue to pay their bills or withdraw cash. With the widespread use of handheld smart devices and the internet, shopping is just a few finger taps away. This saves valuable times and enable people to use plastic cards, which is more secure. In 2021, a review from researchers stated that 70% of people agreed to the fact that the use of their phone to purchase products online has helped them save more time and money, as they don't have to use their fuels or pay for their bills. So now we have stated the advantage. We move on to the disadvantages. Among the drawbacks of shopping online, digital scams are more common. Careless use of credit cards or personal information can often invite intruders and hackers to harm people or to harm someone. Sometimes these hackers impersonate the victim to take out their money or use their card for purchases which is not consented. In one early morning talk show on UTV in Ghana, a popular financial analyst stated that 2,500 people are scammed through the internet every year, which makes it very difficult to shop online when you don't know whom you are talking to or transacting business with. So now we've given everything, we've talked about the advantage and disadvantage. Now let's go on to conclusion. So we conclude by saying that, to conclude, as shopping online has become one popular avenue for marketing, irrespective of the theft identity sometimes posed online, we can have enough time and spend less while we do more transactions from the comfort of our home. To conclude, shopping online has become one popular avenue for marketing. Irrespective of the theft identity sometimes posed online, we can have enough time and spend less while we do more transactions from the comfort of our home. So you can see it's a summary of the idea of the question and then the 2 points that we rose in it, which is theft identity, and then we have time and less money spent on the internet. So this is all about it. You can see that I just summarized everything in the conclusion. That's how your conclusion should be. You should end it properly. It should talk about what you dealt with in the question and also in the main body paragraph. So this is how you go about the advantage and disadvantages when you are not asked to outweigh one, all right, whether one of them outweigh the other. So this one is just dealing with you talking about the what the advantage and disadvantages of something is. Okay, so this is about describing the advantages and disadvantages. So this one you are not asked to give any opinion. All right, so that's all about the advantages and disadvantages. You can try your hands on more questions and then get used to how you'll be able to write this question type. Thank you so much and see you in our next lesson.